podcast. In this podcast, we'll be covering on how industrial vertical can optimize their contracting processes, which can further help with optimizing S2P and Q2C processes for the organizations. So since we are covering the industrial vertical, before we actually delve into the challenges, could you give us an overview of the business landscape and also touch upon the sub-verticals that we'll be covering within the industrial vertical?
So industrial is a very vast vertical, and I would actually like to declassify it into four major segments. One will be utilities and energy. Second would be heavy manufacturing, consumer and capital goods. I'll also talk about construction and real estate, or you can call, I call them infrastructure for ease of calling. And apart from this, also a segment of commodity products at scale might also be classified as industrial. So any organization has two major activities. One is how to gain revenue, which is basically your sell side or sales. And the second is how do you run your operations, where you spend money, which is nothing but your buy side or supply side. And essentially, just to add one line which we'll elaborate more, contracting is the centerpiece that connects both pieces together and makes sure that operations run smoothly and profitably. On the sell side, you have a sales team, you have a marketing team, you have business associations which make your sales possible. You have the CRM team, which is basically a plus of marketing team, long-term engagement of customer. When you talk about customers, you can have two kinds of customers, enterprise customers and retail customers. So obviously your enterprise customers, which will be the one which will give you, as per the Pareto effect, the high amount of margins. Retail customers will be price savvy, right? So your CRM focus might be more on the enterprise customers. You will have suppliers. Now, manufacturing and infrastructure can also involve services apart from goods, right? So you will have typically service agreements, and I can name a few. So there are two kinds of people who will be engaged. One will be directly involved in your manufacturing, which is direct labor, and the other will be indirect services like security guards, transporters, all those people, even your employees. So these are broadly covered by service agreements and subcategories. It's too much of an explanation at this stage.
Absolutely.
That's on the sell side.
Moving on to the next question, we obviously want to uncover some key challenges that these industry faces. So could you throw some light on that? What are the specific challenges when it comes to them trying to procure services and products, and similar challenges on the sell side?
So the biggest challenge, or maybe an opportunity, is the optimum use of capital. To set up a manufacturing plant or do some maybe infrastructure, you need high amount of capex, capital expenditure, and you need working capital and operating expenses to make the company sustain. That is why you see a long gestation period for these companies, right? Where they break even. The second thing is you live in a very connected world. So for an example, Apple manufactures an iPhone. It needs a supply chain as diverse as in China, Vietnam and India to function efficiently, which means your contracting should be capable of handling multiple rule sets across multiple geographies, and there will be a lot of scrutiny on you because we live in an increasingly protectionist world after Corona. So that is one more challenge which I would put through. And the third one will be, this is a highly competitive world, right? So the more efficient you are in your sales process or your raw material procurement, the easier you go to market and the easier you earn profitability. These would be the 3 points I would broadly classify.
That being said, since our entire podcast is about S2P and Q2C, and as you mentioned rightly in the beginning, that contracting sits in the middle of both of these processes. Could you tell us how contracting contributes to this, and what are the potential solutions to the challenges that you just mentioned?
So contracting is the place where you are making a commitment on the rules and the clauses. So the essential core of contracting is you're trying to standardize something which is so split up, and you're trying to bring a visibility angle to it, where your compliance teams, your auditors, your legal can actually have a view and real-time reporting. So that's the beauty of contracting. Essentially, on the left hand side of contracting on S2P and Q2C, you have the strategic process sitting. For example, in case of sales, it is the lead management, it is winning a contract, the CPQ. On the S2P side, it is basically the sourcing process, right? So the contracting is connecting the strategic piece and putting the points into a standardized format called contract, and then it leads to execution. So that is the important part. How CloudMoyo is important and why CloudMoyo is important. So we not only implement the core ISER test. So any digital transformation is incomplete without the right process strategy. So process consulting and readiness for an organization to follow that maturity curve to be able to actually achieve the desired results. Now we have seen over our experience that companies don't even have a roadmap in terms of what they want. So defining that also is a very important part of process consulting. Then the core implementation follows, and then the capabilities like reporting and visibility. And there are very good Gen AI based offerings which we are coming up with. For an example, you can automate a proposal response in the sales side, which can actually shorten your response to a customer base. Again, that's increasing your, as I said, competition. Similarly, on the buy side, you have capabilities where you have a whole chain of records for a contract, and you are like a legal team needs almost 24 hours to read 200 pages, and you have capabilities wherein we can extract that information using AI. That's wonderful, right? So you can actually shorten the time, and actually you can reduce the FTE required for legal and procurement. So these are some solutions.
Absolutely, that sounds wonderful. Do you think we could also tell our audience a little bit about our COE model, our managed services, change management, all these services that we do?
Yes. So we live in an era where companies understandingly know the importance of IT. IT is not just a solutioning aspect; it is a value driver. So it's very important, and you can see the trend across the world. All the manufacturing companies are opening their captive IT units. They call it GCCs, or they carry a business transformation mandate. We also call the department as business transformation office. And CloudMoyo COE can actually work in staff org mode or an extended arm to give them the right advisory. And it's not that you implemented, ICI once, then you won't need to innovate on the contracting part. Things won't change. There's a lot of mergers and acquisitions happening, inorganic growth, organic growth. That is why CloudMoyo COE is very important, because the clients may need the technical expertise to sustain and grow.
That's true. So, since you already spoke a little bit about why CloudMoyo, do you think there are some of our milestones or some of our expertise that we can tell our audience about that would kind of tell them as to how we are the right partner for them when it comes to catering within this vertical?
So as I said, contracting is the centerpiece, and CloudMoyo has the capability to create a seamless automated system using not just the core ICI. We have extensive knowledge with multiple applications like Salesforce on the sell side, Ariba, Oracle on the buy side, integrating to your contracting, and on the downstream to your ERP systems across your financing, which is like the invoicing part, the invoice processing, AP and AR. That is why. Secondly, CloudMoyo experts and SMEs don't only have exposure to CloudMoyo ICI app, they also have exposure to big ticket ERPs and past experiences, and they have the industry know-how. So we can guide actually the client on the right optimized process to follow and on a roadmap, not hurry and spoil and bungle it. That's the beauty.
Perfect. So what you're saying is, because of our past experiences, we don't only carry knowledge on the tech side but also on the business side.
Correct.
That really helps a lot. If you would like to know any more details, or if you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to reach out to us at marketing@cloudmoyo.com, and also you can head to our website www.cloudmoyo.com.